We do begin our show, though, with the war in Ukraine and breaking news out of the devastated city of Mariupol.
This morning, a new attempt is underway to evacuate civilians trapped inside that besieged steel plant. A Ukrainian official calls it a complex operation, but says everything would be done to try and save the people inside. Mariupol's mayor says almost 500 people have been evacuated from the city since that UN-led rescue effort began. Speaking yesterday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres confirmed the mission and expressed hope that both Russia and Ukraine would continue to work together to get more people out.
A third operation is underway, but it is our policy not to speak about the details of any of them before they are completed to avoid undermining possible success. I hope that the continued coordination with Moscow and Kyiv will lead to more humanitarian pauses to allow civilians safe passage from the fighting and aid to reach those in critical needs. We must continue to do all we can to get people out of these hellscapes.
NBC News senior national correspondent Jay Gray joins us now from Lviv. Jay, good to see you. So Mariupol front and center once again today. What can you tell us about this latest effort to get more people out of the steel plant? Are officials optimistic that this is going to be successful?
Yeah, Joe, I think optimistic would be carrying it a bit far. But what they do tell us from the ground there is that the UN humanitarian corridor, at least at this point, is standing. And they are being allowed to move people out. They are quick, though, to point out that these situations have fallen apart very quickly in the past because of the intense fighting there. And so they are cautiously moving forward with this plan to rescue as many as civilians as they can. Remember, the steel plant there in the center of all of this and the main focus for the intense round-the-clock attacks from Russian troops is a bunker not only for Marines and soldiers from the Ukraine, but also about 200 to 300 civilians, 30 of those children. And so that's the desperate push right now to get as many of those civilians out as possible. Again, good news, tentatively, is that they are being allowed to move people out, but it's something that's just really on a razor's edge as far as when the fighting may escalate again. And it's been something that those on the ground say has continued around the clock, not only on the ground, but from the air and missiles fired from ships at sea. So, Joe, it's a tough go there.
Jay, we're not just monitoring Mariupol, but also just the offensive in the eastern part of Ukraine by Russia. We've got fighting and shelling reported in places like Kharkiv, like Kramatorsk. What is the situation like there? Is Russia making progress?
Well, the progress is very, very slow, according to not only the defense ministry here, but U.S. officials who are monitoring this, obviously, very closely. But the fighting has become much more intense over the last few days and really continues to push people from that region, their homes destroyed, their communities lost. And so here in Lviv, to the west, many have escaped. They don't want to leave the country, but they want to get as far west as they can. And so what the government here in Lviv has done, and we're inside one of these, has created these modular communities. I want you to take a look inside here. This area is obviously where they can wash and dry clothes, something that is desperately needed as people continue to escape the violence. There are restrooms here. You've got housing. You've also got a meal hall here where people can eat. And as we walk forward and just kind of show you the layout of this modular city, there are several across the entire area here in Lviv, and more on the way. They feel like it's something they have to do. They believe they'll have as many as 200,000 people staying here long term for an extended period of time. And so they've created these little villages, they call them, places where people can live and kind of gather their thoughts and move forward. Situated near city bus lines, near schools, near universities, places where they feel people can integrate with the city of Lviv and become a part of this city.
Jay, I also want to ask you about this story NBC News broke yesterday about U.S. intelligence helping Ukraine sink that Russian warship. It comes right off the back of the New York Times report that said U.S. intelligence helped Ukraine kill Russian generals. Quickly on this one, is the Biden administration concerned this information is so widely known now?
Well, I think that the Biden administration, as early as this morning, has said, look, let's be clear, we're helping the Ukraine in their efforts, but this is a compilation of our intelligence, of intelligence from the ground, intelligence from Ukraine officials as well. And so they're pointing at this as more of a, a combination of factors that has helped with the war plan here as far as the Ukraine is concerned. And certainly they don't want specifics of what's going on with that help to be out in the general public.
Jay Gray with some signs of normalcy there in the background, kids playing sports. Jay, good to have you with us. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.